Alright, good evening everybody. It's Mark from City Creek Bottoms, Farmstead Life, and another. Don't know how I'm gonna call the videos anymore, but anyway, we're down in Coosa County. We're heading down to where a sighting happened last week to meet up with the witness and to look the area over a few minutes and talk to him. So y'all enjoy the ride with us. We're not too far away, and we're down in the middle of nowhere. The sighting took place on Hatchet Creek, which is a fairly large creek, very beautiful creek. And so we'll go see what he seen and what he experienced that day. We're getting pretty close now. All this over here on the right side of the road used to be part of the management area. Some of it got leased from hunting clubs, but the management area is still, in fact, where we're going is actually going to be on the management area. So, and the spot where he seen this is actually a very popular place for people in the summertime. Of course, he came in February and had his sighting. So we're getting very close now. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. When we get down here, I'm going to cross the bridge a minute, then turn around and come back across the bridge. That way Rebecca can show you how big the creek is right there. Also, this is where the Pinhoti Trail starts in Alabama. So this is a busy area for people. Alright, we're coming down into the creek bottom. And we'll go across the bridge a minute, and we'll turn around. And right here is where you turn to go out where he had his sighting. We'll come back to it in just a second. Because we're waiting on him to get here. So I wanted to just give y'all a little look at this. And we may turn in there for a minute too in just a second. So this is Hatchet Creek. Of course, this is the backwater. The river's not too far away. And of course somebody's got a cabin there. Right over here is Swamp Creek that's coming into Hatchet. Well, I'm going to turn around right up here and we'll come back. It's pretty muddy today. I don't know why. Well, no, it is. There's another church. I forgot about that. So we'll turn around here at Sardis Baptist Church. I remember when the original church was there, old wooden frame. They tore it down and built them a newer church. Alrighty, we head back down here go back down into the creek bottom. This is in western, sort of southwestern Coosa County. It's about 20 miles from Sylacauga. Whew, something got in their garbage can. Anyway, we'll go back. We're going back down in the creek bottom. Hatchet Creek is a very long flowing creek. It starts back up at the backside of Cheehaw. Comes all the way down through Clay County into Coosa County and then dumps into the Coosa River. Into what they call Mitchell Lake. Right across the river from Hatchet Creek is where the Chilton County peach monster was seen a lot back in the 50s and 60s. And this creek here is Swamp Creek that we're right beside. I'll go flow in. You can see where it comes in.
Swamp Creek.
It comes right into Hatchet right here.
It flows into Hatchet.
Yep. This used to be a big iron bridge sit here for years. They finally took it out. So this is Hatchet Creek. We're going to turn to the left for a second. They got a boat ramp here, and this is where the Coosa Trail is, which is part of the Pinhoti. This is where, actually, I guess you'd really call the Pinhoti really starts in Alabama, the southern part of it. And they got a little picnic area here, and you can launch a boat right here. And if I remember correctly, down to the river is about 7-8 miles down to the river, if I remember correctly. And you remember being here, don't you, Rebecca? And there's where the trail starts, right up there.
Oh, we're getting out here?
No, we're not getting out right here. We're going over to where we're going to meet him. I just want to show everybody this is a public area. It is part of the wildlife management area. So, but also they have the trail system here. And we're not far from Flag Mountain, which is the last tallest mountain in Alabama, really, over 1,000 feet. So, excuse me. So, we'll go up here and we'll go ahead and turn into the other area. And while we're waiting on our witness to get here, me and Rebecca will probably get out and walk around and look for any sign, and we might get lucky. They may be here like they were last week for him. You never know. We'll see. We do need to keep up with sister. Really pay attention to her. Need to be watching how she acts too.
Yep.
Let's see. Whew. It used to be good and paved. It ain't paved no more. Like I said, this place we're going to is a very popular place in the summer. It's a nice swimming hole. People come camp here and fish, and very nice. Game wardens watch this place very closely because this is part of the management area right here. And they say there's cameras up here, so me and Rebecca might get a visit here in a minute. If there's one close by, see what we're doing. And let's see, there's one person, there's a couple of people here. So, in fact, our witness is already here, I'm thinking. That looks like his truck. I'd think now, don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's him. All right. So. All righty.
All right, I'm gonna turn it off.
Okay. All right. Let me know when you're ready, babe.
Y'all are ready.
Hello, Mr. Keith. How are you today?
Good, Mark. How are you?
Pretty good. So we're down here on Hatchet Creek in Coosa County, like I'd done the little intro when we were coming in, when we was driving up, and Mr. Keith last week came down here to camp out, and I had him a sighting here of one individual on this side of the creek, and then he was doing some random pictures, and may have got some more pictures across the creek up on the hill. So I'm gonna let him just sit here and tell you what all went on in his own way, and we'll go from there, and then we may do some walking around a minute, and we can show you the angles from where it come from. We done some walking around, and this is usually a very busy place in the summer. There's a few people here today, but in the summer this is a very busy place. There is known activity here, so when he called me the other day and said he seen something, I pretty much already knew he had. So just because of some past stuff that's went on here in about a 10-mile radius. So I'll go ahead and let you start, mister.
Okay. So last week, about a week ago, I showed up here dragging my little camper, and I was going to spend the night. I'd brought all my equipment with me because I'd heard Hatchet Creek was active. Mm-hmm. So I got here around, I think it was about noon, and unhitched my camper, and I was going to start setting up camp, and I stopped that and ended up taking my pictures, because I always take pictures wherever I go, and then I take them home and blow them up. So just taking the random pictures like I always do. Well, let me back up a little. So I was on the far end of this place. What's that, 200, 300 feet? Yeah. As far as you can go down there before going into the woods. Yeah. And I took a picture back this way of my truck and my camper, which were apart at the time. But right between them, you can see a figure. And of course, when you blow it up, it gets pixelated. But right. it you know, and I didn't know it at the time, taking the picture, of course. So I took that picture, a couple of them, and then I took the picture across the hill at the top. I figured if they're going to be anywhere, they'd be up there looking down.
Put your finger in there, baby, and kind of point to people.
There's a little peak up there with a couple tree stumps down tree stumps, and I took a picture of right in between them. And of course, didn't know what was there. And then got done with my picture taking and came back over to the truck. I was going to start setting up camp. And looking right there into those woods. Oh, good Lord. I would say
right there where the double pines
are. Where the double pines are, and right back into that brush just a little bit. I seen one standing there. I've never been that close to one before. And I'm staring at him, looking him over like, you know, is this real? You know? Right. And as I'm staring at him, the way I saw it was he just blurred out and disappeared. Now, speaking to some other people about that, they said, no, he probably just walked backwards, which he could have done. I don't think he did.
Right.
But I don't know how he could just blur out. He literally, not like, it's like my vision went blurry just where he was though, just him. And then he was gone.
Right.
So I don't know what happened there. It kind of messed with my head a little bit seeing that, and that,
of course,
being that close.
I agree. Oh yeah.
And I just didn't feel like spending the night here. I don't have cell service out here. I was alone. And after seeing that, I said, you know what? I'm just going to put this camper back on the truck and go home. Well, and I did. And
one thing I tell everybody is never, if you feel uncomfortable, don't stay there.
Yeah, I
because you know,
didn't want to stay.
Now, let me ask you this question. You can sit back down if you need to,
just
whatever you need
get a
to
sip.
do. Far as color, he what kind of color was he?
He was black.
He was black.
Totally black.
Totally black. And you couldn't really make out any face features. Could you make out any face features?
No.
Or anything? What about his height? Just kind of. Now, if you need me to, I can walk over there and kind of get back there. And I'm 6'1". If you want to try to judge that, or if you just think
he was definitely taller than you.
Taller than me. Okay.
Definitely.
And well, a lot of everybody don't know that me and you walked back there a while ago. There's a hole there.
Yeah. So he could have been.
He could have been taller.
Pretty good size, but.
And I know, of course, when I seen the picture, of course, you took the picture from that one picture was from back over that way, and you can see a big black figure standing in there. Was he taking up the whole area of them pines right there? Well, I mean, it's just like he was that whole area, or you could make out his outline pretty good.
Oh, I could see him perfectly.
Okay.
Maybe From the shins down, no, but the rest of him, I could see him.
See him real good.
Plain as day, like he wasn't trying to hide. He was just standing there. And he was wide, like really wide.
Right. Yeah, it's weird how when they're facing you, they're wide, but when they turn sideways to you, they almost like they can blend in behind a tree, and I can see why they can do that.
Yeah.
Did you hear any sound from him?
Nothing.
No gruddles or
Nothing
even
at all.
when he disappeared or backed up, because we don't know what he done, but when he done what he done, no sound with it or anything.
There was nothing out of him.
Sister. Now, I know you mentioned to me that your ears went to ringing.
Real hard.
Now, was this before you seen him or after you seen him?
After I seen him.
So that could have been anxiety.
Probably.
I mean, okay. I mean, yeah. Anybody have any anxiety looking over at something that ain't supposed to exist.
Yeah.
The main reason I was asking that is because a lot of people, and I mean, you've been on the different Bigfoot channels, listening to people and stuff, and or that a lot of people get hit with what they think is infrasound. And infrasound, I think, can affect everybody differently. I always talk about the vibrations, but I've been with people who get nauseated, headaches, lose track of time and all that. So that's one reason I wanted to ask that was.
I didn't feel anything, really.
Okay.
Except my ears were ringing, and like you said, that was probably the anxiety.
Well, I mean, when you turn around and there's something standing there that ain't supposed to exist, and which I know you already knew that existed, but when you get a full-on sighting, because I'm going to tell you, the first one I seen, that's about how close he was to me. Now, he was more hid. He wasn't showing himself as much. He was standing behind a tree, and he was playing that peekaboo with me.
Yeah.
And this one here, he wasn't playing peekaboo with you. He just standing there checking you out,
No, he was, yeah.
When you seen him, when you look, I mean, I know people asking me questions, and over time, sometimes some of it comes back to you, because I know a lot of times that anxiety, or some people call it PTSD, but sometimes you kind of blank some of that stuff out a little while, then later on you start remembering, well, I did remember this, or I did remember that, and that could start happening to you down the road. Did he show his teeth or anything?
No.
He just motionless?
Yeah, he was just standing still.
Okay.
And I don't know if I could have seen his teeth from here.
Okay. Well, they say a lot of times, now, I've never had one do these teeth at me. I've heard other people say they have. They say they do them wide enough that you can see them. I mean, I'm like you. You get so far, it's going to be hard to tell anything.
Yeah.
But so we're talking probably. See, your truck was right, kind of where Rebecca is, right, and your camper was more back this way.
Where we're sitting, standing.
And you were on the driver's side of your truck when you seen him, or were you back more over this way toward the camper when you happened to just look over there?
Gosh, I don't remember.
Well, that's fine. I mean, when you look over, you're like, oh, that's one of them.
I was probably about to go into the camper. I was looking into the woods to see, like, if there were any trails coming in, like, to give me visitors at night,
Right.
Just checking the possibilities, and that's how I saw him.
Right.
Oh.
That's cool, though. Well, in some ways that's cool, in some ways it ain't.
Sometimes it is, but when you're by yourself.
Yeah. I think we run our guest off over here.
She said she'd been here for hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hope she ain't leaving because we went to filming or something. I don't like people to give up their enjoyment for. And by you getting something off the top of the hill, There's just no telling what was going on with this. He may have been back up in here. Of course, all this is theory. He may have been back up in here coming across the creek to go to where those were. You happen to be sitting here, or he heard you down here and he come down here to check. This may be two different groups. One may live on that side of the creek and one live on this side of the creek. It's hard to say. I think they do have, in my opinion, territories
Could
to
be.
each other. I do know they've been moving a lot, so. Well, let's walk. If you fill up the walk in a minute, we'll walk back over here and we'll go back over here and look at this a minute. Now, when you get ready to sit down, you let me know. We'll sit back down. Since that boy and girls, since the kids are gone, I'm gonna let her off. Just help me keep.
Make that suggestion.
Yeah, just help me keep an eye out on her for me.
Yep.
We don't want her to become Bigfoot supper.
No.
Bad. I need my glasses to see where we're going, but I can't use my glasses to see the phone.
Well, one thing I always tell everybody, our videos are realistic. They got bloopers and everything in it. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. From over there, it's kind of deceiving. You think the two pines are sitting together.
Yeah.
Then once you get over here, you really notice this one's about 10 foot back. And you can tell there's a good trail here, which is human trail too. I think everybody's coming back here to use the restroom.
And actually, they're going the other route.
Which way they're going? Huh?
The people are taking that route.
Well, I think some went this way too, but probably both ways, baby.
The other one's more, it's a circle.
It's a little more private too, isn't it?
It's a circle.
So
There is a hole.
that's what I was wondering, because I noticed that a while ago. So, and I can tell where something's been here, and what I mean is there's briars right there. You can see, this don't mean nothing, but you can see where there was some movement right there. And yeah, he could have been standing just like that right there, yeah. And you see that's a good 2 more feet. So yeah, baby, walk back out there and back up some. I look like kind of like old Sasquatch too. With this beard and done got a belly on me. Yeah. So I give a little comparison now. Of course, that is closer than you were, but yeah. Good possibility he could have been standing down in this hole, but I do see where there's been some movement here, but that
Back in there.
doesn't mean, you see me? Yeah. You got it? Okay. There's a good possibility right here. Good possibility.
Bell's shoulders was at the top of your head.
So that's about that's about probably 2 foot right there.
Yeah.
Just looking at it. There's one could get right up in there in that old cutover. You'd never see him sitting there looking at you. He'd blend in so well with it, 'cause all he'd have to do is stoop down a little bit. I tell you, since the lady left, I'm gonna do a couple whistles just to, I mean, most of the time they don't answer no more.
Cover your mic when you do.
Okay. And
Go for it.
just see.
I mean, I can turn the volume down if it.
I'm gonna do it one more time.
It tries to blare out the speakers. I can turn the volume down and that would whistle, but.
Well, I'd have to definitely come back down here and look around some more. Maybe walk up the creek a piece. And I know there's some more sightings from down in here. There are older sightings from back like in the 80s and 90s. There's probably some more recent that people haven't probably told.
Okay.
All right, we'll walk over here in a minute. And now, when you took them pictures, they were before you seen this one.
Yes.
Over here by
Yeah,
the
I'd finished taking pictures altogether.
Okay.
But again, I didn't know they were in the picture.
Till you got later and went to looking.
Yep.
Yeah, they say take random pictures. They say, boys, butterflies is everywhere. They say take random pictures, and you can tell the creek's been up in here.
Mm-hmm. It's soft.
Oh, this has always been a beautiful place. Got a little rough one time. Then between the law and the game wardens, they started breaking it up, and I'm glad they did. They even had some killings down here one time, a long time ago. So, well, that was back when that rough bunch was in. It was, in fact, I think it was family that killed each other. So,
good Lord.
you know how folks forget. Of course, I know that day you seen some tracks. Of course, you can tell a dozen so people's been here since. Plus, somebody's in a truck or in a
Four-wheel.
four-wheeler or something went across the sandbar here. And baby, if you don't mind, while we talking, slowly scan top of them hills while we sitting here. And if you want to zoom in, that's fine too. Just in case. And watch, and every now and then come down to those cane on the creek. You never know. I wish we could, the cane, the young cane growing up right in yonder.
Oh, that.
That's young cane.
Remember, I can't see without my glasses.
Yeah, that's true. Well, come on, we'll go over here, Mr. Bell. We can zoom in up on that hill and show those two stumps. Now those tracks that day, I know when you sent the pictures, did they look bigger than these tracks here?
They did.
Okay.
They were bigger than my foot.
They were bigger than your foot.
And they were barefoot, no shoes.
Okay, so here's a pretty good size print here of something that is bigger than mine.
That is a big print.
Come here, look at this a minute, baby.
Good Lord.
I am a 12, and that's, which there are people walking around with 15, 16 inch feet too. But now I don't see, now it could have been a person because I can't really see, well, that might be toes right there. Might be. Because he could walk out here at night, nobody never see him.
Somebody's got big feet.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Where's the rest of them at?
Well, the pictures I showed you or sent you, there were only two in that picture.
And then they just disappear.
Right.
It's crazy when they do that. That's like at home, we got two out there by the okra patch. Just as pretty as you be, then just poof.
Nothing.
They're gone. That is that is a footprint. Now it may be a human. It's hard to tell in this sand, but that's the only one I see that size right here. That's what's strange about it. Of course, I see little footprints of kids, and
yeah,
there's no telling. All right, babe. Come right here. And Mr. Bell, when you was taking them random pictures, and baby, can you see the two stumps on top of the hill? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just trying to figure out where I was standing, where you can see right into it. I think it was over this way.
More over this way. Yeah, you can actually see better up there too. I can see that hole from here pretty good. There's a pretty good hole in that stump up there. The one on the right, it's pretty big. But so you were taking pictures, and you took a picture of that hill.
Yeah.
And when you got home later, that's when you found that you could see something up there amongst that stuff.
Yes. That's, I call it Papa, Mama, and Baby.
Yeah, you can actually, yeah, I know it. You can see something is there, no doubt about it. Of course, anybody else is going to say, well, you know how
it's blurry. I mean, you know, when you zoom it in, you know, it gets a little pixelated. And,
but here's the thing, me and you ain't trying to prove it to the world. So,
no, I just do it for me.
Yeah, that's it. We're not trying
and
to prove
share
it to the world.
You know.
We're trying to tell people there's stuff out there. If they want to listen, that's fine. If they don't, then, hey, you know.
Yep.
You know, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I know they exist. You know they exist. And I've had more of my share of encounters with them.
And it makes me wonder if, you know, once you see one and verify that they really are real, how could, you know, everyone not know about them? Why aren't we being told about them? And what else might exist out there as well?
True. I agree. And well, there's no doubt some people seeing other things, and they're saying, you know, they're credible people, and I'm not going to say they're not seeing something. I mean, it's like the dog man thing. I hope that don't exist.
Yeah,
I'm hearing
something I don't want.
I'm hearing credible people say they do, and
well, everyone's got cameras now.
Yeah.
You know, to
and
get
there's
it.
people getting pictures of them things.
You know, it's hard to tell the story when you don't have a picture for backup.
Right.
Something like that.
That's why I hate a lot. I lost a lot of my stuff from 2007 to 2013. I lost a lot of my stuff on that computer that really I don't ever know what happened. But let's walk right here and look, see if I can see, might catch a track that.
Excuse me.
And see, you can almost tell a human track right off bat. That's them kids probably, compared to what that was over yonder. Of course, that's where them kids were playing a while ago. This place right here would be hard to figure one out because there's so many people coming to catch something. But that over there was something else. You can see, you can tell they're wearing shoes. Which is warm as it been, somebody could come down here and walk barefoot.
Like this one, it's got the big hump in the middle. Well, actually, there, and there, and then, rather than just
flat, yeah.
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 I don't know.
It's hard to say out there in this sand, because too, the sand moves.
Yeah.
Where if it's in a good, now if it's more in that water, we might could tell more. Might could actually get a more. And he may, and I, you know, just thought about something. Most of the time, you wouldn't think about them walking out here on a big sandbar and wide open like this, but at night time, if people have been here during the day and left food, you may be walking out here looking around for scraps. That is a possibility. Because I think I seen where them kids left something laying back there on the ground. Surprised that dog didn't find it. Looked like a piece of apple or something. Lord, ain't gonna tell how many arrowheads we're walking by.
Think? Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no telling. Every time these big rains come in and they bring this sand up, rock, a lot of time. Hey, sister. What was that racket? What was that racket?
Did you hear like a rumble?
Yeah, did you hear it?
Yeah.
You didn't hear that? Almost sounded like a freaking growl to me. I hope these mics caught that because I don't know what that was. At first I thought it was a vehicle, but I don't hear a vehicle nowhere. And it sounded like it was right here in front of us. All right, honey, call her back to you. A minute.
Yep. No, come here.
Stay with her. Stay with her.
Sit. Sit. Stay.
There better not be one sitting there.
Stay with her. Back to her.
Sit. 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 Don't make me get the lead. Sit.
Huh. I'm like you. I heard that. And it was, did it sound like it was right up in here to you?
In this direction, yeah.
Yeah. I heard it just, because for a minute I thought a car was coming down the highway. Then it like my brain registered with it like that wasn't a car. The dog's not acting funny though. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
That is strange. Boy, I get up on the hunt club, I have stuff like that happen. I seen somebody's footprint here that was a good footprint of a person. I seen it just a second ago.
Barefoot?
Yeah, there's barefoot. Well, it's been so warm the last few days. Probably people have come down here and
there's
very,
I can see toes.
You can tell that's a pretty young person. There's somebody that had their shoes on.
Well, me and sister walked through there a minute ago.
Oh, did you? Okay. But you didn't hear that noise, baby?
I think we were talking.
We were talking when that noise happened. And at first I thought it was a car coming down the main road over yonder, but then it's like my brain registered it was right here in front of us. Now I know the wind's blowing a little bit, but the wind usually
Where's the footprint you were talking about?
I'm right there. No, you can tell that's a human right there.
That one over there is possible.
Sister, you stay over here with us.
That one right there might
That was interesting right there. Let's go back over here and sit down a few minutes and see. You ain't no big hurry, are you?
No.
We'll go back over here and sit down a few minutes. And since it's got quiet in here, see if something takes place. I don't know. That was strange. That was very strange. And this right here is a very isolated place.
Well, you ain't kidding.
You know, you got that one cabin sitting right there on the creek. I think that's a seasonal cabin. You got a few homes back up the road there, a couple of miles. It's just right there on the road. 3 or 4 of them together. And then the other way is over yonder to Kelly's Crossroads. A couple of houses over there with the old service station. So this is pretty remote in here. We'll go back here. We can talk a few minutes, and
Excuse me.
I'll let her shut the camera off. I'll let you tell how you feel about all this. I don't know.
About what?
About what all happened here. So, then we'll hush from there. I know you probably getting tired of talking. All right. Mr. Bale, how do you feel about this? Do you, and I guess what I need to reword that. Do you feel like he was showing himself to you, or you think he was just being curious, seeing what you was doing, or?
If I had to guess, I'd say he's probably curious. I don't think he really thought that I would see him, because he was behind all those
trees.
Yeah, that little bunch of scraggly trees.
Well, how do you feel about this? I know you caused you some anxiety, but how do you feel about it now? Do you feel like
I'm okay now? I mean, I would camp here
good.
if someone else was here.
I understand.
You know, without the cell service, it's.
Well, that is dangerous this day and time because that's the human factor.
More so, not because of the boogers. Really, it's not having a cell signal. You know, if you trip and fall and hit your head, there's no one around. You need a second person. I
agree. I've always tell people if they can, they need to have somebody with them when they're researching or camping, just for safety reasons. And I think that. Well, I'm not going to say the boogers don't bother people because we really don't know, but in this area, I've never have heard of much except for that one thing out there in Hollins, but that supposedly, so. I mean, we don't know that for 100%, even though I seen a report.
There's no wind.
It's up high.
You heard the tree down.
Yeah, but that was.
Yeah. Ways off back there, the tree down.
Sister.
See it.
Well, anything else you'd like to say more about this, or?
Dying to get back here and spend the night.
Okay.
And not run off. Just go ahead and stick it out.
Right. Well, maybe here soon, me and Rebecca can meet you down here or something and camp with you one night or something. And before this place gets very busy. Warmer weather gets here, of course it gets a lot busier.
Yeah.
Camp Mondays and Tuesday nights.
Well, that'd probably be a good time. I'd have to take off work, but which ain't no problem. Anything else you would, besides the sighting, you'd like to talk about? I know me and you've talked about some things. Is there anything you really want to talk about right now, or?
Just advice to folks that, take those pictures wherever you go. Don't just listen. Get those pictures in and then look at them when you get home. Any dark spot you see, take a picture of it. You never know.
That's true. I agree. Take them random pictures.
Yep.
Or if you got a video camera, you can do a video with your phone. Scan the wood slowly. And always be looking behind you here and there.
I did get a camera for that. I haven't used it yet.
For the put on your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Carpenter does a lot of that, and that's how he's caught a lot of good images.
I don't do much walking, because
right.
It's not good for me. So I probably won't use that backwards facing cam much.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, this area is rich in it. I know there's been a lot of sightings right over on the management area on that side, back in there. Of course, there's been sightings back toward Rockford. And then, of course, back over toward the Mount Moriah community. And then, of course, across the river was the Chilton County peach monster they talked about for years.
So pretty much everywhere here.
Pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Coosa County is a very rural county. Probably 80% of it's timber. And if you really look, most people live in bunches. I mean, you got your people that's out by themselves in places, but most of the time it's in little communities, and then you just have vast timberland, because most of the land owned in Coosa County is owned by timber companies and stuff. So, and most of it's just hunting leases, and so during the summer nobody's in there. And of course these things have learned how to avoid us during hunting season. They know about the cameras, and they know that they take pictures, so they avoid them game cameras a lot. Probably because they got that, you know, infrared on it.
Yeah.
So I think they can see that spectrum of that, and they know that's doing something. Seems like they don't mind the audio recorders as much, but
no, not at all.
yeah, they don't seem to mind those.
But they say elk can see those game cameras too.
Yeah.
They can see that infrared.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think whitetail can too. I think they just don't pay it much attention. Every now and then you'll see one staring into the camera. Plus they probably hear the camera make a noise that us humans probably can't hear. But anything mechanical or electrical makes noise. But some of it, because everything running on a frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it may not be where we can hear it, but an animal's hearing. What's the dog's hearing? I don't forgot, 80% more than a human, whatever the percentage is. And of course, any wild animals is hearing is a lot better than ours. So, but well, we've really enjoyed meeting you down here today.
It's nice coming out here.
I appreciate you sharing your
Tick season, guys.
sighting with us. Yeah, we may
Come get
need.
it, Mark.
Huh?
Come get it.
Yeah, we'll have to check her good too. And Mr. Bell, you check yourself good when you get home.
Yeah.
These 80-degree days.
Yep. Yep. I heard somebody the other day saying they had done found some ticks. Yeah, we'll have to check her good, and be like that Brad Paisley song. Checking for ticks.
I ain't heard that one.
It's
I
pretty
don't listen
good.
to
It's old
Brad
country
Paisley.
song.
Brad Paisley and ticks.
Yeah, it's a pretty good song. He ain't actually, well, he's talking about him and a woman, so.
Yeah. We don't really want to check
Oh.
for ticks. It's a pickup line.
But I appreciate you telling us your sighting.
Yes, sir.
And everything, because this gives people more awareness. And also this video somebody else that visits this place that we don't know about may come across this video and go, hey, I've had something happen there too.
Yep.
And this is a public place. So, you know, there could possibly, they got a blue healer. So, you know, somebody else might see this. That's why I like to tell the public places where if somebody else, hey, I've had something happen there. I've been keeping up with the Penhody Trail a lot too, trying to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got some hits off of it. So, one of them I'll be talking about here down the road when me and her get a chance to go up that way and do some filming. But, well, we'll go ahead and get off here, and if anything else you want to add or think about, or
Can't think of anything right this second.
okay. Well, I appreciate it, and if something comes, if you think about something down the road, just let me know, and
Will do.
we'll hopefully we can get you pictures to somebody that'll look at them
Yeah.
and maybe
Straighten them out.
give you a better understanding of it, and we'll go from there. Well, everybody, this is Mark from Cedar Creek Bottoms. Everybody remember, give us a like, a subscribe, a comment, hit that notification bell. Hi.
Share.
and share. Especially give me them comments. I like comments better than I do anything. I appreciate everybody that does comment. Appreciate everybody that has come joined us lately, and I appreciate all our older subscribers that's been with us since we started. And y'all remember everybody we support. Chris Reinhardt with Discover Sasquatch. And of course, Spencer and Misty with Woods Walkers. And then Misty and her family with Southern Appalachian Sasquatch Seekers on Facebook. And then, of course, Kyle Connolly with Encrypted Connections. And of course, there's a lot more out there. Lauren with Night Callers, and Mr. Barton Nunley with Inhumanoids, and of course the Hellbent Holler Crew. So y'all check those out. But we're gonna get off here.